So this week on Sprague River Homestead, one of the major projects we're working on is fencing. So we have an easement through for our neighbors through on one of our adjoining properties, and yesterday we put in 62 to 63 fence posts spaced at 18 feet. These are going to be only for barbed wire. So last night they came out and put in a tie point to be pulled from. Now these are, I think they said, right around 3'6" in the ground. These are a juniper post, and you can see they wanted rustic kind of to their horse ranch, and they put up this last night, which is pretty awesome. So if you look behind me, these fence posts are all in a row, and that is about 1,200 feet, 1,200 linear feet with 2 pull points in the center. So let's go down and I'll show you the pull points and show you kind of what we're doing there. So roughly 400 feet down the line from the corner, we're going to put in 3 wooden posts, 3 in a row, and then tie those together. And that will be kind of a midpoint or a section along the way you can pull from, and it gives tension either way. So if you look further down, that's another 800 feet. If I spin around, that's where we just came from. So we got a couple more to finish up down here. We ran out of posts yesterday, and then we're going back into the valley in the back where it keeps nice and lush, and it won't be so hard to put posts in.
Alright, there's Kanan trying to get the last 3 posts in this extremely long line.
So one of the things now that we're down in the valley, you can see behind me, is it's pretty overgrown. Now this is not going to be great hay for anything other than goats, but thankfully, you know, we have a lot of goats. So we're going to go get a cutter that we bought, or our in-laws bought and stored for us, and we're going to go bring it back, try and get this cut in the next couple of weeks, and maybe not buy hay this year, just use it off of our own land, which is fantastic for homesteading. It's about, it's over my waist height, so it's over 3.5 feet tall for the heads of the grass and that, but pretty weedy, but goats love it, because we tried this, I don't know, a couple years ago on an additional piece of property, and the goats loved it, but we didn't get a lot done. Right, so there is the fence line in as Nikki's walking away, rolling up the string. So that's about 17 fence posts, doing the same 18-foot stretch between posts, and then we are going to tie off right here to this tree. Now just beyond the tree, if you see off in the distance, probably hard to see, there's another little pine way out there that has a pink flag on it. Hold real still and zoom in, you can kind of see it whipping in the wind, kind of at the center of the screen. But that is the next tie point. So the big tree here, out to that. And there we go.
Okay, so just a tip. When you're doing fence runs where they come downhill, like this one that we just did, what you want to do is when you get your line, you're going to find that some of it's probably going to be well over the height of your posts. So what you do is you get a partner to help you sight straight down, and as you step down the hill, you can use these fence post clips, the typical ones that you use to hold on barbed wire or netting. And what you do is after you've got your post in, you can pull that rope down and just basically temporary tack it to it once you know it's in line. This is going to drop your string height and make it easier to get your subsequent posts in.
All right, so we're in the far end of the valley. So we were way down there, and I took some footage kind of on the way here, just showing you how deep the grass is and that. So we got all the way to the edge. If I show you the back, this is the back of our property up here, and this is the last little bit of the valley in the 40 we own. So we were riding along and slowing down and heard a bang! And thought, oh God, we just popped a tire. What did we hit? An antler. So ended up breaking the piece right there, but we got a shed from, I don't know if it was this year or last year, but there's usually nothing back here but cows once in a while, and we're trying to fence it in to keep it off and then cut this year. So there you go, dig that. All right, so you can see behind me, this is pretty well overgrown. This is the last piece, this is the backside. So out that way is the other 40 acres that we own. And you can kind of see, not really, there's a post back there that's kind of like a light gray. That's a fence post that I put in, we marked the other day. So if I spin around, you can kind of see behind me, probably not, but there's 2 more fence posts in there. Now these are marks along the 40, and they go up that hill pretty far back up in there, and that's the back of our 40 acres. So if I spin around a little bit, you can see this back here. This is the valley we just were in. So this fence line is going to be probably late this year, even if it's not next year. This is just something that we had the equipment out to measure it all, to measure the property lines. So we walked it, tagged it, and I'm just throwing in some fence posts that are far easier to see than something close to the ground. All right, so the last couple of days, we really haven't been able to work on any fencing this week. That was our major project, and well, we just kind of lost the rest of the week. So we did actually get some hay this week. We picked up 2 ton yesterday. Somebody had a little bit left. I think they had 38 bales or so, and we got some alfalfa too. So behind there is roughly a ton and a half maybe, and some over in the other barn. But that's some really good grass hay that we picked up for $8 a bale, which is for us pretty good deal. We just loaded up the Suburban, the trailer, and went and picked it up. And now, if you do remember, I did mention that we needed to get some equipment for cutting and baling that valley in the back. So the blue piece is the cutter, and the other one is the rake. So I've got to fix a couple pieces. This stuff has been sitting outside for 3 or 4 years, and it's lived kind of a hard life. So I've got to get the cutter ready to go this week so we can try to cut that back valley and just get it loosened up. It's in pretty good shape, other than it just needs some maintenance getting ready to go. Now the rake itself, the red piece here, one of the arms is broken, and I need to get that fixed. So that'll be a little bit extra work, but that'll be some work that I need to do to get it ready to go. And that'll be this week that we're going to try and cut and get that going. So I did finish up the maintenance on the tractor. That is ready to go and ready to roll. So it's good to go. And this is going to be the major stuff you'll probably see next weekend on our update of where we are with getting this stuff cut. So if you have any questions on what we're doing on fencing or cutting our own hay or the goats or anything else, I won't show you any baby goats because we haven't had any new ones, but the little ones we have are being monsters. They're growing like weeds, as you would expect. So that is it for Sprague River Homestead this week. We will see you next week, and in a couple days is 4th of July, so everybody be safe and have a happy 4th from our homestead to yours.